back-to-back mass shootings in El Paso, Texas and Dayton, Ohio. We're learning there could have been 3 more since then.
Yeah, police arresting these 3 men in separate states, foiling potential mass shootings over the last week, and that is thanks to tips from the public. So we're bringing in Brandy on this morning to talk about this, on the details of what we know.
Yeah.
And thank goodness those people stepped forward and said something.
Yeah, and look, this kind of work is going on all the time, whether police let us know about it or not. But certainly, you know, heightened awareness after the mass shootings that we've had, especially since they were, as you said, back to back. And so it sounds like the public being very vigilant in contacting law enforcement. We'll talk about more about that in a little bit. I want to get into one of these cases in detail. The case in Ohio. The suspect is this young man here, 20-year-old James Reardon, a self-described white nationalist. This is the stockpile police found in his home: knives, guns, a lot of ammunition, a gas mask, even Confederate flag, flask. I saw that in that grouping. In terms of what we know about this man, as I had said, self-described white nationalist. We know that he was at the 2017 deadly rally in Charlottesville. And while he was there, he did an interview where he talked about his beliefs.
I want a homeland for white people, and I think every race should have a homeland for their own race.
That was with National Geographic, and of course we know how violent things got in Charlottesville. And so he, right now, the charges in this case, because of course thankfully investigators were able to get to him before he did carry something out, if that was his intention. His charges right now, telephone communication harassment and aggravated menacing.
And there's something that the public should take away with how these potential attacks were tipped off to authorities.
Yeah, as we had mentioned earlier, the public is being very vigilant. And this is something, you know, we'll have shootings sometimes, and then you'll have people come out and say, you know, they were acting odd on social media or they were exhibiting bizarre behavior, yet nobody came forward to police. In the case of Mr. Reardon, it was a post on Instagram that kind of alerted folks to something. He had posted a video of a guy shooting a gun and had mentioned something about a Jewish community center, and so police were alerted to that. In the case in Florida, as we look at all 3 of these suspects now, in the case of Florida, the suspect you see in the middle there, his ex-girlfriend told police about some really disturbing text messages that really laid out in plain words what he wanted to do. And then in the case of Connecticut, it was kind of twofold. He had been posting some weird things on Facebook about his interest in mass murder, but also he had tried to buy a large capacity magazine out of the state of Connecticut. Police got a tip about that as well. And so in all 3 of these cases, police were able to take action to thwart what they believe are plans to commit mass murder because of the vigilance of the public. You know, we've had a case like this locally where a grandmother had to call police on her own grandson, and the grandson was arrested. You imagine how difficult that was for the grandmother, but knowing what could have been prevented. This is so crucial because in more cases than not, there's something that people in these people's lives know is not right. And especially when you're talking about public-facing social media posts where people are posting violent images or violent thoughts. These are things that authorities need to know about. And it's not as if you have to call and say, my name is so-and-so and I'm reporting on this person. You know, if at the end of the day you call anonymously, please check it out, and it's nothing, you know, at least you can go to sleep at night knowing that you said something. It's that see something, say something. I can't stress how important that is, and we saw that in these 3 cases.
Absolutely. Listening to your gut and trusting it and doing the right thing.
Yeah, and if you don't want to, you know, tell on someone in your life, just call anonymously. Every time police will take that call.
Yeah. Brandy, appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, let's get a check.